Welcome to the Public Sector Marketing Show, a podcast for government and public sector marketing professionals who want to level up their digital marketing and social media knowledge, skills, and strategic thinking. And now, welcome your host, Joanne Sweeney.
Hello and welcome to episode 72 of the Public Sector Marketing Show. This is a special episode. We are talking about the 4th Public Sector Digital Marketing Summit. It is back in 2022, bigger and better than ever, and we are going hybrid for the very first time. The theme of this year's conference is reimagining public sector communications in the post-pandemic age. It's also the theme of my upcoming book, Public Sector Marketing Pro, the 2nd edition. And everyone who comes along gets a free copy, whether you're attending in person or you are attending virtually. So in today's show, I'm going to bring you through why you should attend this year, what to expect in terms of topics, the amazing lineup of speakers that we have coming from right across the world, and also the ticket options. So stay tuned and find out more about this year's Public Sector Digital Marketing Summit. Before we get into this week's column, I want to thank all of the loyal listeners and viewers to the Public Sector Marketing Show. We went to Dublin and we picked up bronze for Best Marketing Podcast at the 2022 Irish Podcast Awards. And big thanks to Sound to Light and to Niall, who is behind the camera and who edits the show. So definitely a team effort. And also a big thanks to all of the guests that have come on the show over the past year and a half. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure that you do, because you are now listening to an award-winning podcast. But let's get on to TikTok. Just want to mention in this week's show that Twitter have announced, this is breaking news, Twitter have announced that they are now going to support full mobile video screen in their feed. So if you upload a TikTok-like video to Twitter, it's going to appear in your full mobile. This also will bring you to a TikTok-like feed. So no surprise, all social networks, LinkedIn has to join it now, but all social networks are replicating the TikTok effect. So we've got Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube with their shorts. So this is a reminder, guys, that you need to consider what your TikTok move is going to be. Are you going to ramp up if you're already on the platform, or are you going to introduce it in 2023? If you're not following us already on TikTok, make sure that you do at Social Media Pros. You can learn from me. I'm also sharing lots of social media hacks on the platform. But getting into the column, finally, I want to tell you why the Public Sector Digital Marketing Summit is a unique event for your sector. One of the biggest, opportunities that I saw about 5 years ago when I was first looking at policing and social media was that when your sector is taught about social media and digital marketing, the language is not correct. You're not a commercial business. You're not making sales. And as the last 5 years have gone by and we've lived through a pandemic, now we've got a war, we've got a global energy crisis, and we're facing huge climate challenges, trust in government is really, really important. And so I stepped into what I believed was a gap in the market because of my understanding, my experience, but also my deep interest and passion in improving the quality and the standard of digital communications within government and public sector. And then also 5 years ago, I got the concept for the Public Sector Digital Marketing Summit. I said it wasn't good enough to set up a website, to set up social networks, and to set up a podcast. I wanted an in-person event. And what I wanted to do was to give the stage over to you, because you are the communications professionals on the front line, ensuring that the public know what information they need in order to make decisions or where you need to signpost them. So the summit is a day out of the office that will transform your entire year. We have exclusively people working in government and public sector this year. And my job simply is to hand the stage over to you and to act as MC. It's the highlight of the year for me and for our team. And we have such a wonderful lineup that I'm going to bring you through it. So there's 4 main topics in this year's summit. The first topic is leadership online. It's a big frustration for many working in communications because they're trying to influence up to their senior leaders to be able to adequately communicate the importance of digital communications. And I only had a conversation with somebody in the past week who said they are now finding that their traditional comms is potentially having a lesser impact than their digital comms. And you might agree with that statement. But digital is only going to grow in prominence, and the public are also demanding it off you. So that's the opening theme. And our opening keynote is from Tom Cochrane, who, the name you might recognize, he has written the foreword for my book, Public Sector Marketing Pro, and also an updated foreword for the 2nd edition. So Tom has many years of experience working in government and public sector communications in the United States. He was Barack Obama's chief digital advisor in the White House, and he worked at the US State Department, and now he works as a consultant. So he's coming over and he's going to be joining us in person in Dublin. And I'm absolutely thrilled because we've never met before, but obviously we've spoken to him at length, and he's also been on this show. Staying stateside, and Professor Steve Morreale is going to be beaming in. I believe he's going to be in North Carolina at the time of the summit. And Steve has a remarkable career behind him. He's a former police officer. He's now a Fulbright academic. He lectures, guest lectures in the University of Limerick in Ireland. He's the host of the Cop Doc podcast, and he's also a lecturer in Massachusetts, and he brings a wealth of experience, and his case study is about leadership. And Steve says, when you are a real leader, you recognize that while it's all on you, it's not all about you. He's really impressive, and he's definitely going to inspire. Then we're all going to take a seat, and we are going to have 2 impressive women joining us on the stage, and that is Antoinette Cunningham, who is the General Secretary of the Association of Garda Sergeants and Inspectors, and Emma Finn, who is Head of Internal Communications at Ireland's Health Service Executive. So these are 2 women that are leading from the front and leading their teams, but also have a really intuitive understanding of the world of digital and how it supports communication. So we'll have a panel discussion, and this year at the summit, the agenda, while it's structured, the conversation is going to be driven by you. So the audience at the Mayson Hotel in Dublin, but also the virtual audience who are watching in our dedicated event app. We have a co-host for the day in Kaya Flynn, and Kaya is going to be moderating and managing the conversations in our event app. And she's going to join me right throughout the day to make sure that your voice is heard and that your questions are answered. So after that leadership discussion, we are going to then jump right into social media. It has changed, my friends. It has changed in the past year. 1 year ago, I was here in this studio in Galway presenting the 3rd Public Sector Digital Marketing Summit. And if I think back to that summit, we spoke about very different things. So much has changed in the past year, but I am going to bring you right up to speed to where social media is right now and where you need to be putting your gaze for 2023. So joining us to share their social media tactics, strategies and trends and predictions for 2023, we have 4 organizations. So starting us off will be Lizzie Penkivel from the Greater London Authority. We also have Christoph Strezka from the EPP Group in the European Parliament. We have Aoife O'Driscoll from Cork City Council and Karen Smith from the Atlantic Technological University. So each of those marketing and comms professionals are going to bring their perspective of social media and what they have done this year that was transformational and that had impact in reaching and engaging the public. So we're going to go through ways of working on social media. We're going to go through video content and managing content in a large organization. We're going to talk about how 3 institutes of technology in Ireland became one technological university, and how 3 teams became one and how they're managing that. And then finally, in Cork City Council, they're going to talk about their new social media strategy and how that is driving change within their organization. After lunch, we go back into a keynote, and delivering that is Alexandra Kuzmanovic, who is social media manager at the World Health Organization. You've also heard from Alexandra before on this show. But she's coming to Dublin. You know, we've spoken to her at length virtually, but she's coming to Dublin, and we're going to be discussing communicating science in the age of disinformation. So it doesn't matter if you're not a science agency, any type of data that you are using to influence and to create policy needs to be communicated to the public. So Alexandra is going to bring us to the front line of managing pandemics and other crises across the world, and what's been happening in the world of social for her over the past 12 months. Then we're going to go into marine science, and I'm delighted that we have Margarita Zongora from Eurocean, an international marine science agency, and she will talk about bridging the gap between politics, policy, and people with great digital communications. And finally, in that session, I'm delighted to have Emer Manning from the National Youth Council of Ireland. And she's going to talk about the importance of including the youth voice in government and public sector communications and how you can do it effectively. And then rounding off the day, we have our final session on innovation in public sector, and the 2 case studies that we have confirmed so far, and there's a couple too that I'm finalizing. The first one is from Board Eshkiwara, and Ian Mannix is going to be sharing with us a fantastic case study of how they reached 1,000 offshore fishermen and fisherwomen in the remotest parts of Ireland, and how they engage them online with huge success. And then we have Joanne Taff from the National Concert Hall. And if you think about the challenge that Joanne and her colleagues had, the National Concert Hall shut down practically for 2 years during the pandemic. But when they came back, the public expected hybrid and online events. They have created a digital transformation strategy, and Joanne is going to give us insights into that. So that, my friends, is your speaker lineup for the summit. As you'll agree, some impressive topics and equally impressive speakers to hear
Level
from
up your social media skills by taking our diploma in social media, plus gain an industry qualification. Use the code SOCIALMEDIA20 for a 20% discount.
Visit publicsectormarketingpros.com.
So if that has whetted your appetite, make sure that you log on to publicsectormarketingpros.com/summit to view all our ticket types. Our most popular ticket is the 2-ticket saver, which means that you get a discount if there's you and a colleague coming along. If there are more than 2 coming along, I would advise you to drop us an email, send me a DM and let me know, and we'll try and work with you on a group discount. You can come in person or you can come online, and there are 2 different ticket types for that. And for everyone who comes along, you get a copy of my new book, Public Sector Marketing Pro, the 2nd edition. It is the definitive guide to digital marketing and social media in government and public sector. And Tom Cochrane and the many people who've read the 1st edition agree with that statement. And I'm thrilled. And I've just finished recording the audiobook, and that was a wonderful experience. I've never recorded an audiobook before. Obviously, I record podcasts. I used to record news bulletins and reports, but recording an entire audiobook of 50,000 words was, I really enjoyed it. And I've been listening to the final audiobook. Stephen George, who's producing it, asked me to have a listen, obviously, to see if I wanted to re-record anything. So if you're coming in person, you get a signed hard copy of the book. I'll be doing a signing of the book on the day in the Mayson Hotel. We'll do that during the morning break. if you're attending online, you will get a digital copy of it sent to you during the event. And then we have the audiobook that is coming out later this year. And I don't know about you, but I do love to read an audiobook. Also, a little sneak peek, but what I'll be announcing at the summit is that I am going on a virtual book tour. It's really important as an author that you go on a book tour. And I thought I'd start with a virtual book tour. And so I will be bringing myself and my book into government and public sector agencies around the world. And I've opened my calendar. So you can now go ahead and have a look at our website, publicsectormarketingpros.com/book. And you'll be able to see the options to bring me into your organization and to talk about post-pandemic communications and the opportunities for you. It's a perfect 90-minute session for senior leaders, for management, even an all-staff event. I leave the attendance up to you. You just book me in for that slot. So the Public Sector Marketing Pro book, audiobook, digital version, and book tour is coming to you very soon. So if you're not even coming to the summit, but you really want to get your hands on it, it will be available on Amazon. So go check it out.
A one-stop shop digital marketing and social media resource. Join our membership academy for 12 months. Access a library of how-to videos, template strategies, and organizational policies. Monthly live coaching. Attend webinars with subject matter experts. Meet and network with public sector pros from across the world. Use the code MEMBERSHIP20 for a 20% discount.
Visit publicsectormarketingpros.com.
I'm from Mary Immaculate College in Limerick, so I'm the Director of Communications and Marketing there. The area of digital marketing is just changing so fast, especially in the education sector. So it's very interesting to look at the case studies and how they're using it and how they're adapting it for their area. So that's what I'm here for so far. Very much so. The case studies are excellent.
Recommend it to a friend?
Absolutely, and it was actually my colleague who recommended it to me. So because she was here in November and she thoroughly enjoyed it.
Hospital Limerick, Communications Officer. Well, I work as part of a team promoting the hospital. Digital marketing is a core part of what we do, and we know Joanne through the HSE, so we thought, excellent, great opportunity.
And can I just ask, so far, you're enjoying the conference?
Yeah, really, very much so. Yeah, very good.
Come from Mary Immaculate College Limerick. I would say Dan Knowlton was a favourite speaker because I suppose he was urging people to get in front of the camera and to not be afraid of video, and I think that's an area we have to do more of and encourage our students and staff to do more of.
And it's obviously working because you all just jumped straight in.
I'm from Meath County Council. Okay, well, I was at last year's summit and I'm also doing the digital communications diploma. I got a lot out of last year's summit, and also I'm getting a lot out of the diploma. The summits are a great way of keeping in touch with what's going on with other agencies, and it's always something very practical that we can take back to the council. The talk with regard to the videos, because we're going into video production now as well, so all of that is really, really helpful.
My name is Roland Crott and I'm based at American College Dublin. There was kind of two key bits. I thought the people-to-people kind of vibe from Chris I thought was very, very good. And also the information on the video tactics I thought was very useful as well. Yeah, it's been a great day so far. Yeah, taken a lot away from it, so it's been useful.
So my name's Aoife and I work in the press office in the Department of Health. I think there were loads of great engaging speakers and a lot to take away, but one of the key ones for me was the funnel in Dan Knowlton's talk, where he talked about video content and how to kind of compartmentalise what you're doing, awareness and reach. So I'll be taking that back and putting it into strategy too. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest as well. But and also the operation transformation talk was brilliant too. So it just goes to show his content was personal, but the way he went about it can really be adopted into public service as well. So yeah, it was great.
Perfect. So safe to say you're enjoying the conference so far?
Yeah, I always do. I was here last year. It was great. Yeah.
Well, thanks very much.
Fiona Gilligan and I work in communications in Healthy Ireland. Yeah, well, the lady who spoke just before me stole my speaker, Dan Knowlton, and I suppose the bit to me that was just really helpful is you got to make bad video before you make good video. So I really think we in Healthy Ireland are going to take the bull by the horns and go out and do that. Yeah, I think it's great. It's great. It's a great mix. Been here again, second year running, and super mix of content. Really enjoyed it.
I'm Elaine and I'm from the Food Safety Authority of Ireland. I felt it was very, very good, particularly the live video part. I really enjoyed that, and also the HSC part about the Facebook groups. I thought that was very interesting and useful.
You're enjoying the conference anyway?
Yes, having a great day.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
My name is Nicole McDonough and I'm from University College Cork, the UCC Academy. I really enjoyed Sergeant David Crane just because it was a very personal story, great storytelling, and his use of social media to really engage people in his community. It was really interesting. Yes, brilliant, really good.
Will you come again next year?
I think so, yeah, definitely.
Okay, thanks very much.
Level up your digital skills by taking our diploma in digital marketing, plus gain an industry qualification. Use the code DigitalMarketing20 for a 20% discount.
Visit publicsectormarketingpros.com.
Before we go, I just want to remind you that we have launched our 2022-2023 training calendar. Some brand new courses happening, from social media strategy to TikTok done with you or TikTok done for you, or even an introductory training course into TikTok. We're also doing an advanced digital communications diploma for managers working in government and public sector, and some of our original courses have been updated. So go ahead and check out our training calendar on our website. We continue with our monthly free webinars during autumn and winter this year. We lead with value at Public Sector Marketing Institute so that you can work with us even if you don't have the budget. That is our promise. We had almost 100 people sign up to our most recent free webinar on essential social media skills for your sector. It's now available on demand as a replay on our website, so go ahead and check that out. It's publicsectormarketingpros.com/webinars. And as always, my final ask is, if you enjoy the show, please share it with a public sector pro that you know they will thank you for it. And now we're an award-winning podcast, at least in Ireland. Thank you as always for tuning in. And if you ever have a topic that you want me to cover, be sure to drop me an email or slide into my DMs, and I will see you on the next show.
Thank you for tuning into this episode of the Public Sector Marketing Show. This episode has ended, but your digital journey can continue. Head over to publicsectormarketingpros.com to access resources and links mentioned in today's show and to connect with Joanne and her team. Until the next time, be sure to subscribe, rate, and review on your favorite podcast platform.